Hello, friends. Once again, welcome to our channel. Today's story is called The Last Seat, a story about time, family, success, and the things we realize too late. Have you ever said, I'll do it tomorrow? I'll call my parents tomorrow. I'll visit my family tomorrow. I'll spend time with my children tomorrow. I'll start living my life tomorrow. We say it so easily. Tomorrow. A small word. Just one word. But sometimes that word can become the biggest regret of our lives because we assume tomorrow is guaranteed. We assume the people we love will still be there. We assume we will always have another chance. Another phone call, another dinner, another conversation, another hug, another day. But life doesn't make promises. And sometimes, the moment we realize that, it is already too late. This is the story of a man named Kabir, a man who had almost everything except time. Kabir was 38 years old. He lived in a beautiful apartment in a large city. He drove an expensive car. He had a successful career. His salary was more than he had imagined when he was young. People respected him. His colleagues admired him. His friends often said, "Kabir, you really made it." And Kabir would smile. Yes, I worked hard for it. And he had. He had worked extremely hard. He woke up early. He worked late. He answered emails while eating breakfast. He attended meetings during lunch. He took phone calls while driving. He checked messages before sleeping. Sometimes he even woke up in the middle of the night just to check his phone. His life was full, very full, but there was something strange about it. The more successful Kabir became, the less time he seemed to have. His mother called him every Sunday. "Beta, when are you coming home?" Kabir would say, "Soon, Mom. This project is almost finished." The next Sunday came. His mother called again. "Beta? Yes, Mom? Are you coming this week?" Kabir looked at his calendar. "I don't think so. Maybe next week? Okay, Beta." And the call ended. Nothing dramatic happened. No argument, no anger. Just two simple words, "next week." Kabir didn't know how expensive those words would become. Kabir had a younger sister named Meera. Meera lived in the same city as their parents. She often complained about Kabir. He never has time. Whenever Kabir visited home, Meera would say, "Bhai, you're always looking at your phone." Kabir would laugh. "I'm working," she would reply. "Of course you're working." One evening, Meera called him. "Bhai, Dad's birthday is next Saturday." Kabir said, "I know. Are you coming?" Kabir paused. "I'll try." Meera became quiet. "Don't say you'll try." "What? Either come or don't come. But don't give Dad another promise." Kabir sighed. "Meera, I have a very important meeting. It's Dad's birthday." "I know. He only wants you there." Kabir became irritated. "Meera, I'm doing all this for the family." There was silence. Then Meera said quietly, "Maybe? But the family doesn't need your money every day. Sometimes they just need you." Kabir didn't respond. Meera ended the call. Kabir put his phone on the table. Then his laptop rang. Another meeting. Another deadline. And within minutes, he had forgotten the conversation. Saturday arrived. Kabir woke up late. He checked his phone. 37 notifications. 23 emails. 6 missed calls. He looked at the time. 11:40 a.m. His father's birthday lunch was at 1 p.m. Kabir smiled. "I can still make it." He took a shower, changed his clothes, and got into his car. Then his phone rang. It was his boss. "Kabir, I'm sorry to call you on Saturday, but there's a problem with the presentation." Kabir closed his eyes. "Can it wait until Monday?" "I wish it could." Kabir looked at the road, then at the clock. He knew what he had to do. "Send it to me." His boss said, "Thanks, Kabir. I knew I could count on you." Kabir opened his laptop. He worked 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. By the time he finished, it was 2:35 p.m. He started driving toward his parents' house. When he arrived, the food was already cold. His mother opened the door. She smiled, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. "You came." Kabir looked uncomfortable. "I'm sorry, Mom." His father was sitting at the dining table. He looked at Kabir. "It's okay, son." Kabir walked toward him. "Happy birthday, Dad." His father smiled. "Thank you." Kabir sat down. There was a cake on the table. One candle remained unlit. His father looked at it, then looked at Kabir. "Will you stay for tea?" Kabir looked at his watch. "I can't stay long." His father nodded. "Of course." 5 minutes later, Kabir left. As he walked toward his car, his mother watched from the doorway. His father remained inside. He looked at the empty chair beside him, then quietly said, "Maybe next year." Years passed. Kabir became more successful. He received a promotion, then another. His company moved him into a bigger office. He bought a larger apartment, then another car. His friends congratulated him. "Brother, you're living the dream!" Kabir laughed. "Yes, the dream!" But something strange was happening. His parents were getting older. His father's hair became completely grey. His mother started walking more slowly. Their conversations became shorter, not because they had nothing to say, but because Kabir was rarely there to hear it. One evening, his mother called. "Beta, your father has been asking about you." Kabir said, "I'll come this weekend." His mother smiled. "Promise?" Kabir laughed. "Promise." But Friday evening came. A business opportunity appeared. Kabir's company needed him to travel. He called his mother. "Mom, something came up." Silence. Then she said, "Okay, Beta, I'm sorry. It's fine. Next weekend?" His mother didn't answer immediately. Then she said, "Yes, next weekend." Kabir didn't notice the sadness in her voice. He was already thinking about the next meeting. One rainy evening, Kabir was driving home. Traffic was heavy. The rain was falling hard against the windshield. His phone rang. He looked at the screen. "Mera." He didn't answer. The phone stopped. A minute later, it rang again. He ignored it. Then again. 3 calls. Something felt wrong. Kabir finally answered. "Mera, what happened?" She didn't speak. Kabir's voice became serious. "Mera?" Finally, he heard her voice. "Bye, come to the hospital." Kabir's heart stopped. "Why?" Dad collapsed. Kabir immediately turned the car around. "What happened?" "I don't know. Is he okay?" Mera started crying. "I don't know." Kabir drove faster. The rain became heavier. The road seemed endless. For the first time in years, Kabir didn't care about his work. He didn't care about his meetings. He didn't care about money. He didn't care about anything. He only wanted one thing: to reach his father, to see him, to talk to him, to say the words he had postponed for years. "Dad, I'm sorry." Kabir ran into the hospital. He saw Mera sitting outside the emergency room. She stood up. Kabir looked at her. "How is he?" Mera shook her head. "I don't know." Kabir sat beside her. For almost an hour, they said nothing. Then the doctor came out. Kabir stood up. "Doctor?" The doctor looked at him. "Your father is stable for now." Kabir breathed again. "Can I see him?" "Yes, but don't disturb him too much." Kabir entered the room. His father was lying on the bed. His eyes were closed. Kabir walked slowly toward him. "Dad?" His father opened his eyes. He looked at Kabir and smiled. That smile destroyed Kabir because it was the same smile his father had given him for 38 years. No matter how late he came, No matter how many calls he ignored, no matter how many promises he broke, his father always smiled. Kabir sat beside the bed. He held his father's hand. "Dad." His father looked at him. "Yes, son?" Kabir couldn't control his tears. "I'm sorry." His father looked confused. "For what?" "For everything." His father smiled. "You don't need to be sorry. I wasn't there. You're here now. I should have visited more." His father squeezed his hand. "Son?" "Yes. Don't waste the time you have now thinking about the time you lost." Kabir looked at him. His father continued, "Learn from it." After a few minutes, his father asked, "Are you happy?" Kabir looked down. He didn't answer. His father asked again, "Are you happy?" Kabir finally said, "I don't know." His father smiled. "You have everything," Kabir whispered. "Maybe that's the problem." His father looked at him. Kabir continued, "I kept thinking that once I achieved more, I'd finally have time." His father said nothing. Kabir continued, "I thought I'd work hard now and enjoy life later." His voice broke, but later never came. His father looked at him, then pointed toward a chair near the window. "Do you see that chair?" Kabir nodded. His father said, "That chair reminds me of you." Kabir looked confused. "Why?" "Because you were supposed to sit there many times." Kabir stared at the chair. His father continued, "When you were a child, you sat there every evening. You would tell me about school. You would tell me about your friends. You would ask me questions. Then you grew older. You became busy, and that chair became empty." Kabir looked at the chair. His father said, "Do you know what happens to empty chairs?" Kabir shook his head. "They remind us of the people who should be sitting in them." Kabir couldn't sleep that night. He sat outside the hospital room. He thought about his life. He remembered his childhood, his father teaching him to ride a bicycle, his mother waiting for him after school, his sister fighting with him over the television remote, family, dinners, festival celebrations, road trips, laughter, arguments, everything. And then he realized something. The happiest moments of his life had cost almost nothing. His best memories weren't expensive vacations. They weren't luxury cars. They weren't promotions. They weren't expensive restaurants. They were simple moments. His father teaching him how to tie his shoes. His mother making his favorite food. His sister laughing at his terrible jokes. Sitting together during a power cut. Drinking tea on a rainy evening. Simple things. Things he once considered ordinary. And now, they were priceless. A week later, his father returned home. He was still weak. Kabir decided to stay with his parents for several days. On the first evening, his father sat in his usual chair. His mother brought tea. Mera came into the room. Kabir sat beside them. Nobody said anything for a few seconds. Then his father smiled. "So, you finally have time?" Everyone laughed. Kabir smiled. "Yes, Dad, I finally have time." His father shook his head. "No, you always had time." Kabir looked at him. His father continued, "You just didn't know what deserved it." Those words stayed with Kabir. Kabir returned to work, but something had changed. He still worked hard, but he stopped allowing work to consume every part of his life. At 6 o'clock, he sometimes left the office. His colleagues were shocked. "Kabir, where are you going?" "Home. There's still work. There will always be work." He started having dinner with his family. He called his mother every evening. He visited his parents more often. He spent time with Mera. He stopped checking his phone during conversations. When someone spoke, he listened. Really listened. He discovered something strange. The world didn't collapse because he wasn't available every minute. His company continued. His work continued. His career continued. But now, his life was happening too. Years passed. Kabir grew older. His career remained successful. But now, when people asked him, "What is your biggest achievement?" he didn't talk about his salary. He didn't talk about his position. He didn't talk about his car. He would smile and say, "I learned how to be present." One afternoon, Kabir visited his parents. He walked into the living room. His father wasn't there. His father had passed away a few months earlier. Kabir stood quietly. Then he saw it. The chair. The same chair. The last seat. He walked toward it. He touched it and sat down. His mother walked into the room. She looked at him. Kabir said, "Mom, yes? Do you remember this chair?" She smiled sadly. "Yes." Kabir looked at the empty space beside him. "I understand now." His mother sat beside him. For a while, they said nothing. They simply sat together. And somehow, that silence said everything. Maybe you're watching this story right now and you're thinking about someone. Maybe it's your mother. Maybe your father. Maybe your brother. Maybe your sister. Maybe your husband or wife. Maybe your child. Maybe an old friend. Someone you haven't spoken to in a long time. Someone you've been telling yourself, "I'll call them tomorrow." Don't wait. Pick up the phone. Call them. You don't need a special reason. Just say, "Hey, I was thinking about you." That's enough. If your parents are still with you, spend time with them. Ask them about their childhood. Listen to their stories. Sit beside them. Because one day, you may wish you could hear those stories again. But the chair may be empty. We spend so much of our lives trying to become successful. We want better jobs, better houses, better cars, more money, more followers, and more recognition. And there is nothing wrong with ambition. Dream big, work hard, build your future. But remember, your future should not require you to destroy your present. Don't work so hard to give your family a better life that you forget to actually live that life with them. Don't buy your child everything except your attention. Don't give your parents money but never give them your time. Don't build a beautiful house and leave it empty. Because one day, you may discover that the things you were trying to protect were the very things you were missing. Imagine yourself at the age of 80. Imagine sitting alone. Imagine looking back at your life. What will you remember? Will you remember the email you answered at 11:47 p.m.? Will you remember the meeting you couldn't miss? Will you remember the promotion? Maybe. But I think you'll remember something else. You'll remember the people. You'll remember your mother's voice, your father's smile, your child's first words, your friend's laughter, your partner holding your hand, the family dinner, the road trip, the rainy evening, the birthday you almost missed, and the conversation you almost didn't have. Those moments are your life, not the money, not the numbers, not the titles, the moments. So tonight, before you finish watching this video, do something small. Call someone, send a message, say thank you, say I'm sorry, tell someone you love them, sit with your family, put your phone away, listen, because you never know which ordinary moment will become your most precious memory. And you never know when an ordinary chair will become an empty chair. Don't wait for that day. Don't wait for the hospital. Don't wait for the funeral. Don't wait for the final goodbye. Don't wait until you have enough money. Don't wait until you have enough time. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This moment is enough. Life is strange. When we are young, we can't wait to grow up. When we grow up, we can't wait to become successful. When we become successful, we want more. More money, more recognition, more comfort, more achievements. And while we are busy chasing tomorrow, today quietly disappears. One day becomes another. 1 year becomes another. And suddenly, we look back and realize we were so busy building a life that we forgot to live it. So chase your dreams. Absolutely. Become successful. Absolutely. Work hard. Absolutely. But don't forget the people who loved you before you had anything to offer them. Don't forget the hands that helped you when you couldn't help yourself. Don't forget the people who believed in you when nobody else did. Don't forget your parents. Don't forget your family. Don't forget your friends. And most importantly, don't forget yourself. Take a walk. Watch the sunrise. Listen to music. Laugh. Travel. Love. Forgive. Rest. Be present. Because you don't get unlimited days. You get today. And today is not a rehearsal. It is your life. So when you finish this video, don't just say, that was a good story. Do something. Call someone. Visit someone. Hug someone. Sit beside someone. Because somewhere in your life, there may already be an empty chair. And you may not realize what it means until it's too late. Remember this one sentence. You can replace money. You can replace a job. You can replace a car. You can rebuild a house. But you cannot replace time. You cannot replace a moment. And you cannot replace a person. So don't spend your whole life preparing to live. Live. Love the people around you. Make memories. Be there. Because when your story finally comes to an end, the greatest question won't be, how much did I achieve? It will be, how much did I truly live? And I hope when that day comes, you don't see a room full of empty chairs. I hope you see faces, smiling faces, people you loved, people you helped, people you laughed with, people whose lives became better because you were there. And perhaps you'll smile because you will know you didn't waste the most valuable thing you were ever given, time. So don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next week. Don't wait for the perfect moment. If someone matters to you, tell them today. If someone needs you, be there today. If there is something you've always wanted to do, start today. Because tomorrow is a promise, but today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. And that's all for today's story, friends. I hope this story touched your heart and reminded you to value the people and moments that truly matter. Take care, keep smiling, keep loving, and most importantly, make today count. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you again in our next wonderful story. Until then, stay happy, stay positive, and keep believing in yourself. Namaste.